Alright, we're now looking at figure D12. D12 is going to be a little bit different because we're going to draw the front view first. And why are we going to draw the front view first? Because it has circles on it, which means it typically has the most features on it. So I always say 98% of the time we're going to start off by drawing the front view. Well, this is one of those 2% where you would not start off by drawing the front view. You're going to start off by drawing the top view. And the reason why is because of these circles. It's dimensioned a little weirdly here with this extension line coming out. It says it's 1 5/8, and you say 1 5/8 from where? Well, 1 5/8 from this corner. So that's where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to measure over 1 5/8. Then it says in 7/8 to get to the center point of that particular circle. So there's my center point of my circle. If I look at the arrowhead pointing at it, it's pointing at the small circle. It says a diameter of a half. So the circle with a line through it means diameter. So we're going to get a 1/2 of an inch circle on here by using my circle template. And then it says that the big circle with this arrowhead says it is a radius of 1. Well, this is a diameter template, so we're going to have to use a diameter of 2. And this is going to give us the other features that we need on this particular part. So when we look down at it, we see A, B, which is a circle, and C. Well, we got A, B, which is a circle, and C. So right now our top view is done. Well, now when we look at it from the front view, we need to get the stair-step design in there. So the first of all thing that we know we can do is go ahead and get this line and this line in. Well, this part of the stair step and this part of the stair step is representative of where the circle intersects, so we know that we're going to be able to come down this one and down this one. How far down? Well, we got to measure that. I know I can run this line all the way over to it, and it says to come down a 1/2 of an inch right here. So I'll measure down a 1/2. And run it over this one. And it says to come down another 1/2. And then I'll run it over and finish it out, and here is the stair step. So that bottom stair step is a little bit bigger. Well, now we got hidden lines in this one. What we have now is we got this circle, and it's assumed that that circle goes all the way through the part. So I'm going to go from the left quadrant of that circle, and I'm going to put a hidden line going all the way through the part, and the right quadrant of that circle, and I'm going to put it representing that circle goes all the way through the part. But then I've also got in this area, you got this back quadrant here as well. So you're going to have it's not solid all the way through the part in that area. And in this area, you're going to see that part of the circle. So let's do that one first. I'm going to go from the outside quadrant of the big circle. I'm going to draw a line down and over, because again, you see this part of the circle. This part of the circle is behind the stair step, so if it is behind the stair step, it is a feature that's there but you cannot see. It will be a hidden line over. So now that front view is now complete. The right side view, we're going to see 3 rectangles. And this one we can kind of just shoot over all of our horizontal lines, which is nice. Connect the brackets up. Alright, now in this scenario, the only thing we got to show is that circle that goes all the way through the part here. And if we know that it's in 7/8 to that center point, we can measure over 7/8. And then if the circle itself was a 1/2, we could probably measure over 1/4 of an inch each way. Actually, 1/8 of an inch each way, 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Actually, it is 1/4 of an inch. It's going to be a little bit further, 1/4 of an inch. You're going to represent that circle that goes all the way through the part there as well. The top part of D12 is now complete. If we go down to the bottom, we got one that's a bunch of circles again. So what we got to do is this one we'll actually start off with the the front view again, just because of the way we're going to do it. We're going to see A, B, and C on each side. So I'm going to start off by getting A. It says 3 3/4, but it really means 3 1/4 there. So let's start off by getting that bottom one. It says it is 7/8 tall. So I'm getting that bottom rectangle in here. Now what I got here is this, it's a curve. So what are you seeing? It's the diameter of 1 3/4. So if we know it's the diameter of 1 3/4, we can use our diameter template. And it's going to be a half of a circle. So I'm going to line up my piece here. I'm going to go from here up a half. And I will do the same thing on this side. Here. Up a half. No reason I want up a half, because now I can go down from each one of those. There's my front view. Now when I look down at it, again, the whole part is 1 3/4. The diameter is 1 3/4. So what I can do now is take my 1 3/4 diameter template, and really I'm going to butt it up to this outside quadrant edge here. I'm going to take a half of a circle this way, and a half of a circle this way. And then as you can see, when we connect the two up, just got to run these two horizontal lines up and up. That's what you're going to see from the top view. Now the right side view is going to be a rectangle on the bottom, which is going to be representative of this horizontal line across. And then finally, it is a 1 3/4 inch circle again. So I'm going to take my 1 3/4 inch and circle it around. Notice again that really the top quadrant lines up with that. Everything still lines up. The only thing I didn't put on here is this bottom rectangle. And now figure D12 is complete.